Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the difference between a 5k a month entrepreneur to a 50k a month entrepreneur. And I can talk on this because I have literally gone from 5k a month to 50k a month. So I know firsthand the difference in mindsets, actions and beliefs that requires to go from 5k to 50k. And it's not what you think. It's not about having more traffic, having a better content or a bigger audience. It's actually something else, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Now, before I break down what that skill actually is, I do need to share the reality of a 5k a month entrepreneur. So you're probably selling a low ticket product, somewhere priced between $97 to $500. This is usually the low ticket range. And you do want to make 10, 20, 30k a month. However, you're stuck in this vicious cycle thinking that you need more traffic, you need more followers to get to that number. But the problem and the constraint is the fact that you're selling low ticket. So let's do the maths here. Say you're selling something for $200, right? And you want to hit $20,000 per month. That means you need 100 new clients every single month in order for you to hit that goal of $20,000. Now, 100 people is quite a lot, especially if you're just starting out and you don't have a big audience. But even if you do, let's say you have a few thousand people, you're going to really need to grind it out, and you might be spending 80 hours a week trying to come up with multiple videos, trying to run ads or whatever it is, and you're just kind of spinning your tires trying to hit a revenue number. But the real problem isn't your work ethic, or isn't the fact that you want to hit that goal. It's entirely possible. It's simply the vehicle that you've chosen, which is a low ticket vehicle. And the way I like to look at it is kind of like running a convenience store. You really need to sell high volume. Although you have lower margins, you really need to turn around so many different people to hit that $20,000 mark. You're probably feeling like this is a never-ending thing where you're constantly coming up with new ideas, constantly trying to get new customers, and you're spending so much time and you still haven't hit that actual revenue goal that you're wanting to. Now, there's two major mistakes that you're doing that's preventing you from getting to the next level. So the first mistake is that you think you need better marketing. Now, of course, marketing will generate attention and traffic, but sales is actually what converts it into revenue. Most people are trying to get a bigger fuel tank, but they're not actually fixing the engine, which is the root problem. You can drive 1 million people to your page, but if you can't convert it into sales, it's literally pointless. Now, the second mistake that I see so many entrepreneurs make is that they try to convince people to buy their product rather than qualify. And now there's a big difference, because when you're trying to convince someone to buy something, you are the person who is trying to get the sale. You're the one in need. Whereas if you try to qualify them, the person is the one in need. You are the person who is the expert, who is going to be able to help them if they are qualified. So it's a really simple but nuanced psychological shift in the sales and marketing process that if you can implement into all your marketing in a way where you are the one qualifying the prospect rather than trying to convince them to buy, you will instantly notice a difference. And something else is that the person who is a 5k a month entrepreneur, they're going to really be trying to convince the person to buy their product and service. They're going to be trying to focus on selling the features rather than the benefits and how it will actually change their life. So now that you know the mistakes that you might be making, let me tell you why you're doing it in the first place, because it actually feels like the right thing to do, but it's actually the wrong thing. The reason is low ticket feels safer to you. It's less scary charging $200 compared to charging 5k. So really the biggest blocker to your success and pushing past that 5k a month barrier, it's not your market, it's your belief that you can't charge a premium price for your products and service. And not only your belief that you can't charge, but also your belief that people won't pay a high ticket price. So now I'm going to share a story with you of how I was able to break those beliefs of people paying for high ticket and me not believing I could sell high ticket. And the funny thing is, I did this unconsciously. And that's because I made this decision when I was 16, which was to invest into a high ticket program myself. Now, at the time, it was $997 USD, but for a 16-year-old, that was a lot of money for me. And although it felt kind of scary to pay that price, I thought of the outcome that I was going to get into investing this program. And I'm going to put a receipt up here just so you can see that it was real, that I paid for this thing. It was actually for Tai Lopez's high ticket course program. And I watched his webinar. I went through his sales funnel. At the time, I didn't know what a sales funnel was, but I was listening to his webinar, and to his fairness, I did learn quite a lot of things in that program. But my point is, I wanted the outcome more than I wanted 997. So I was able to pay for high ticket because I thought I was going to get a greater return on that investment. And thinking back to this right now is quite like full circle, because although like I didn't really feel I got the value from that course specifically, what I did get was the belief that people could pay high ticket because I had paid a high ticket. I had invested into myself for a program because I knew the value in it. So that's what I really want to get to you guys is, if you've never invested into yourself and you've never paid high ticket price yourself, it's going to be hard for you to believe others can. And because I've done this multiple times over the years, I've spent probably $20,000, $30,000, multiple high ticket programs into myself. That's why I was able to create that belief subconsciously, like I said. Now, a couple years ago, when I launched my high ticket business, there was no hesitation in terms of believing people could pay it, because I knew the value I was delivering to them, and I knew people would pay it because I had paid it. So this leads me on to the one skill that you've been waiting to hear, which is high ticket sales. And it's the ability to close high ticket deals through conviction, positioning, and consultative selling. It's not marketing, it's not copywriting, it's not personal brand, it's sales. This is the only skill where you can make 10K a month plus consistently with minimal time effort in a single hour conversation. Now, I hope this has shifted your paradigm and your perception towards high ticket sales, because now, instead of needing to sell 100 new clients every single month at $200, you just need 4 new high ticket clients at 5K a month to hit your goal of 20,000. Do you see the difference? You now have fewer clients, higher margins, and you simply need to deliver the value to those 4 clients every single month to be able to hit your goal. So now, instead of convincing them to buy your program, you are qualifying them, because you're going to deliver so much value for the prospect that they are the ones who need your service. So let me talk about the reality of a 50K a month entrepreneur after you've made those changes in your beliefs. Now that you're selling high ticket, you have fewer clients. So instead of 100, you now have 4 or 5. You're working less hours. Instead of grinding your wheels for 80 hours a week, you're only working 20 to 40 hours. And you have more freedom, and you're delivering high quality service that makes a real difference to the prospect. So this is what changes for you. Now, what changes for the client is they're going to get better results because they're invested in a more premium service, right? You are the person who are going to deliver on the value that you promised, and they're going to see a better transformation than if they were to buy a low ticket program, because they wouldn't be as invested. When you pay $200 for something, you're not going to care so much about it. Whereas if you're paying 5K for something, then you're really going to care. And when the person actually tells you what to do and to get the results that you want, say for like a fitness program, right? Let's say you paid 5K to transfer your body, get 6-pack abs by the new year. You're going to do exactly what that coach tells you to do, because you've put your money on the line, and this is in a way going to keep you accountable, and you want to make sure you get the value for what you paid. So the prospect's going to be more invested into the program. You're going to be more invested because you have less clients. Now you have more time and energy to put into delivering the service for the client. So in a way, it's a win-win for everybody. But in order to be able to make this shift in confidence to selling high ticket, you truly need to believe that your offer is 10 times more valuable than it is right now. And in order to make that shift in mindset, you actually need to package a lot of value into your service. So you need to spend time thinking about every single ingredient into what you need to put into your recipe for success or the outcome that you're going to get your clients in order for them to be able to get the result they want. But like I said before, you first need to make that internal shift in your beliefs that you can charge high ticket and that others will pay high ticket, because without that, no matter what you do and what you try, it will 100% fail. It will not work because you don't believe it will. Now, sales is a learnable skill. It's not a personality trait. I know tons of introverts who are great at high ticket sales. It's got nothing to do with your personality. It's totally to do with the amount of reps you put into learning the skill. And the only way you get good at something is by doing it over and over again. But I would definitely encourage you to go ahead and watch sales calls on YouTube. You can search it up. There's actually a couple Jordan Belfort has posted of him actually selling live over the phone high ticket services. You can also hop on sales calls yourself. I encourage you to do this. Look at the people in your market. They might be selling a high ticket program, and I want you to go ahead and book a call with them and just learn how they sell, because this is going to help you in your own sales process. And just really immerse yourself into the skill and world of sales, because once you get good at this stuff, you're never going to go broke. Because once you know sales, you can always sell your way out of a situation. Now, the final point I want to touch on is the maths of high ticket. Now, I know we have talked about it throughout this video, but I really want to drive this point home. When you're selling a $200 product, if you want to get to $1 million in sales, you're going to need to sell 5,000 clients into your program. That is a lot, even for someone with a lot of followers. Now, if you were to sell high ticket instead, if you want to hit $1 million, you only need to sell 200 people at 5K to hit $1 million. Doesn't that sound so much easier than selling 5,000 people at 200? You literally just need to flip those numbers around. Flip the amount of clients you need to the price, and flip the price to the amount of clients you need. That's it. So I really hope that video helped you. The main point I wanted to get across is that you really need to shift your beliefs towards high ticket. And once you do that, honestly, you're going to notice a jump in your business revenue, and you're going to reach those multi-5-figure months. And it all starts with the belief that you can charge high ticket. Oh, and one more thing. If you want to work with me, you can click the first link in the description down below. Go ahead, book a call, and we can talk about your business and how I can help you scale. Other than that, please like, subscribe, and see you on the next video.